Hello. In this video, we shall see how to account for a debit note in the ERP. So first, we have to go to Accounts Payable module under the module section. Then we'll navigate to Invoice Journal. We'll open a journal batch by clicking on New. From a drop-down list, we'll select the voucher type. So it's a debit note in the given case. Click over Lines. So the first is date. You can edit the date as of the date of the transaction. Then you get the auto-generated voucher number. Account type, by default it comes as a vendor. For under the accounts section, from a drop-down list, you can select the name of the vendor. Then you can select the date of a credit note. This can be different from the transaction date. You can mention the credit note number or a debit note number, whatever you are actually creating. You can provide the description of a debit note. Since it's a debit note, we'll debit the amount. Let's say it's 25,000. You can select the currency, and then you can select the account to be impacted. In this case, let's say it's for vehicle rental, that we are raising a debit note for a vendor V-001. Let's select the country, business line, and you can fill the other dimensions based on the information that is available at your end. Then if the debit note has a VAT applicable, so as we see in the video of how to raise a vendor invoice, so from a drop down list you can select the tax code. So there are two types of tax code that may be visible based on the legal requirements of the country. One is the normal tax and other is the conditional. So accordingly select the tax code. Once this is done, then fill the financial dimensions for the vendor. So I'm not limiting the information. You can enhance your data by filling all the columns of financial dimensions. Okay, once everything is done, you can just post. Or in case the debit note have multiple lines, so what you can do then, so the one that we saw now was for the one line, and if you have a multiple line debit note, so under this we are using a debit credit format, not a line format, so we have to impact the other account. Make sure your currency is correct, then you can add another line. You can see the series of voucher is same, it's not changing. This you have to take care, because if the number is changing, then it is the entry that you are posting is not part of the same voucher number. So whenever you are posting a vendor invoice or you are raising a debit note or a credit note, and if it has multiple lines, then you can use you must use the debit credit format. If the voucher have a single line, then you can continue with a single line format. So we select the tax code. Okay, and then just okay, so you have to fill the dimensions for the vendor part 2. But here you'll have one confusion, that there are two lines in a debit note or a vendor invoice, or it can be a credit note too, that the dimensions of both the lines are different. But however, when we are capturing the dimensions in the vendor account, it allows us to capture only the one, that is one business line. So in that case, what you can actually do, so what you can do, if that's the situation, you can delete all of them. So add a new line. You can select the vendor, date, CN1, description. So remember, our debit note was of 25k and it has two line. Okay, now for the another line, you can add another line in the voucher, but you will see the voucher number over here, it will be different. Let me extend this so you can see the 10 is available. So let me just select this, CN1, description you can mention. So you can see here that we captured two lines of a debit note by the different methods. So here the dimensions are clearly captured into the vendor account. So this is also another way that you can capture all your data. This will work for vendor invoice, its debit note and credit note too. So you can practice this well. In case you have any doubt, you can feel free to contact me. Thank you so much. Bye.